Picture this. You're gazing at a vast night sky, stars twinkling, and a question creeps in. Is there really something greater out there? Or maybe it's a quiet moment alone, where beliefs you once held dear feel shaky, uncertain. If this resonates, you're not alone. Spiritual doubt isn't a flaw. It's a spark of profound growth, a chance to discover your true self. In the next 40 minutes, we'll explore why doubt happens and how it leads to unshakable peace. Join thousands of seekers. Hit like and subscribe for weekly guidance on your journey. Ready for clarity? Let's begin. We just touched on that spark of doubt. Those moments when the stars or silence make you question everything. If you ever felt that, you're in the right place. Spiritual doubt hits us all. Maybe it's a loss that shakes your faith, a scientific idea that challenges old beliefs, or just a nagging sense that something's missing. It's not a sign you're broken. It's proof you're human, searching for meaning. Today, we're diving into this journey, not to fear doubt, but to embrace it. Why? Because wrestling with these questions can transform your life. Imagine waking up free from anxiety, with a spirituality that feels authentic, unshakable. That's what's at stake. This video isn't about quick fixes or empty promises. It's a roadmap to turn doubt into strength. You'll hear real stories of people who face uncertainty and came out stronger, learn why your brain is wired to question, and discover practical tools to find clarity. Doubt doesn't have to be a dead end. It's a doorway to deeper understanding. For example, consider Sarah, who questioned her faith after a family tragedy, only to find a purpose that now inspires thousands. Or think of historical figures like Gandhi, whose doubts reshaped his spiritual path, influencing millions. These stories show what's possible. By the end, you'll see doubt not as a burden, but as a gift, one that builds resilience, sharpens your beliefs, and connects you to something greater. Whether you're religious, spiritual, or just curious, this is for you. We'll uncover the roots of doubt, share strategies to navigate it, and show how it leads to peace and purpose. So, let's take the next step together. What's the first thing you need to know about spiritual doubt? Let's explore what it really is and why it's a powerful force for growth. We've just set the stage, recognizing that doubt isn't your enemy. It's a doorway to growth. But to walk through it, we need to understand what spiritual doubt really is and why it feels so unsettling. Let's dive into its roots, its forms, and why it's not just normal but essential for building a deeper, more authentic spirituality. So, what is spiritual doubt? At its core, it's the tension you feel when your beliefs about life's big questions, God, purpose, the universe, clash with new experiences or ideas. Maybe you're a devout believer questioning if prayers are heard, or an agnostic wondering if there's more than what science explains. It's that inner tug-of-war, and it's universal. Studies suggest 70% of adults face a faith crisis at some point, yet 85% of those who navigate report stronger, more resilient beliefs afterward. Doubt isn't failure. It's a signal you're engaging with life's deepest mysteries. Let's break it down into three main types. First, there's existential doubt, those big "why are we here?" questions. You might feel this after reading about the vastness of the cosmos, wondering where you fit. Second is moral doubt, when ethical dilemmas challenge your spiritual framework, like questioning a doctrine that feels unfair. Third, experiential doubt arises from personal events, a tragedy, like losing a loved one, or even a joyful moment that shifts your perspective. Each type is a lens through which doubt reshapes how you see the world. What sparks these doubts? Triggers vary widely. Life events are a big one. A health scare, a divorce, or even a global crisis like a pandemic can rattle your foundations. Education plays a role too. Learning about evolution or other religions might spark questions. Cultural shifts also weigh in. Today's fast-paced, tech-driven world often clashes with traditional beliefs. For example, a 2023 survey found 60% of young adults feel their spirituality conflicts with modern values. These triggers aren't attacks. They're invitations to grow. Now, let's debunk some myths. First, doubt doesn't mean you're faithless. Even spiritual giants like Mother Teresa wrote privately about her struggles with God's presence. Her doubt didn't diminish her. It deepened her compassion. Second, doubt isn't a one-way ticket to atheism. It's a process, not a destination. Many who question return to faith stronger, like a tree whose roots grow deeper after storm. Third, doubt isn't weakness. It takes courage to face uncertainty head-on, to ask hard questions instead of hiding behind easy answers. Why does this matter? Because understanding doubt's nature unlocks its benefits. Psychologically, questioning beliefs fosters intellectual growth. Albert Einstein's doubts about Newtonian physics led to relativity, a breakthrough born from wrestling with uncertainty. Spiritually, doubt sharpens your beliefs, stripping away what's inauthentic. It's like refining gold in a fire. What remains is pure, resilient. Emotionally, embracing doubt reduces anxiety. A 2021 study showed people who openly explored their doubts reported 30% less stress than those who suppressed them. Doubt, when faced, builds a spirituality that's yours, not borrowed. Let's consider an example. Imagine Maria, a college student raised in a religious home. She takes a philosophy class and starts questioning her faith's teachings. At first, she feels guilty, scared she's betraying her family. But as she explores, she finds a blend of spirituality that honors her roots while embracing new insights. Her doubt didn't destroy her faith. It redefined it, giving her confidence and peace. Stories like Maria's show doubt as a catalyst, not a crisis. Before we move on, reflect on this. What kind of doubt are you facing? Is it existential, moral, or tied to a specific experience? Naming it is the first step to owning it. Understanding doubt's roots equips you to navigate it. But how do people actually do that? In our next segment, we'll meet real people who turn their doubts into triumphs, showing you what's possible when you lean into this journey. Stay with us as we explore their stories and uncover the power of transformation. We've just explored what spiritual doubt is, its types, triggers, and why it's a powerful force for growth. But knowing what doubt is only takes us so far. What does it look like in real life? How do people move through it to find clarity and strength? Let's meet 4 individuals whose stories show how doubt, when embraced, can transform lives. Their journeys will inspire you to see your own doubts as opportunities, not obstacles, and show you what's possible on the other side. First, there's Sarah, a 35-year-old teacher from Chicago, raised in a devout Christian family. Sarah never questioned her faith until her mother passed away unexpectedly. The loss hit hard, and she found herself asking, if God exists, why did this happen? At first, she felt isolated, ashamed of her doubts. But then she joined a grief support group online. Hearing others voice similar questions gave her courage. She started journaling, pouring out her anger and confusion. Over time, Sarah blended her faith with new perspectives, finding solace in meditation and community service. Today, she runs a blog helping others navigate grief, turning her doubt into a mission that's reached thousands. Her story shows how doubt can spark connection and purpose. Next, meet Amir, a 28-year-old software engineer from London. Amir grew up Muslim, but began questioning his beliefs in university after studying world religions. He wondered if his faith was just a product of his upbringing. The tension was overwhelming. He feared losing his family's respect. Instead of suppressing his doubts, Amir leaned in. He read texts from Buddhism, Hinduism, and atheism, seeking truth. He also spoke with his imam, who encouraged honest exploration. Over 2 years, Amir crafted a personal spirituality blending Islamic values with universal principles. His doubt didn't erase his faith. It made it authentic, giving him confidence to live openly. Amir's journey highlights how doubt can lead to a tailored belief system. Then there's Elena, a 42-year-old nurse from Sao Paulo. Elena was an atheist, convinced spirituality was irrational. But during the pandemic, working endless shifts in a hospital, she saw patients find peace in their beliefs, even facing death. It sparked an unexpected question. Is there something I'm missing? Elena resisted at first, but curiosity led her to explore mindfulness and spiritual literature. She didn't adopt a religion, but found meaning in the idea of interconnectedness. This shift reduced her burnout and deepened her empathy as a nurse. Elena's story proves doubt can lead to unexpected spiritual discoveries, even for skeptics. Finally, consider James, a 50-year-old pastor from Atlanta, leading a congregation. He was expected to have unshakable faith, but a moral crisis shook him. He questioned his church's stance on social issues, feeling torn between doctrine and compassion, fearing judgment. He confided in a mentor who shared their own doubts. James began studying historical figures like Martin Luther King Jr., whose doubts fueled justice-driven faith. Slowly, he rebuilt his ministry around inclusivity, gaining a renewed sense of purpose. His congregation grew, drawn to his honesty. James shows how doubt can refine leadership and inspire others. These stories share a common thread. Doubt wasn't the end. It was a beginning. Sarah found purpose, Amir authenticity, Elena connection, and James courage. Each faced uncertainty, leaned into it, and emerged stronger. Their journeys reveal benefits you can claim too. Resilience to face life's challenges, deeper relationships built on honesty, and a spirituality that feels true to you. Reflect for a moment. What part of their stories resonates with you? Maybe it's Sarah's grief, Amir's curiosity, Elena's skepticism, or James's courage. Your doubt has a story waiting to unfold. But how does doubt work its magic? Why does questioning lead to such profound change? To answer that, we need to look at the science and psychology behind it. In our next segment, we'll dive into how your brain processes doubt, why it feels so intense, and how it can rewire your mind for clarity and peace. Stay with us as we uncover the fascinating mechanics of this transformative journey. We've heard inspiring stories of people like Sarah, Amir, Elena, and James who turned their spiritual doubts into triumphs. But what's happening inside our minds during these transformations? Why does doubt feel so intense? And how can it lead to such positive change? Let's explore the science and psychology behind spiritual doubt, uncovering how your brain processes uncertainty and why embracing it can rewire you for clarity, resilience, and peace. First, let's talk about cognitive dissonance, a key psychological concept introduced by Leon Festinger in the 1950s. Cognitive dissonance occurs when there's a conflict between your beliefs and new information or experiences, creating mental discomfort. In spiritual doubt, this might happen when a life event, like a tragedy, clashes with your idea of a benevolent higher power. The tension feels unsettling because your brain craves consistency. According to research, this dissonance in religious context can explain why people hold on to beliefs despite contradictions, but unresolved, it promotes psychological distress. However, the good news is that facing and resolving this dissonance leads to growth. By questioning and adjusting beliefs, you reduce the discomfort, fostering a more harmonious mindset. Think of it as your brain's way of updating its software, out with the glitches, and with smoother operation. Building on that, neuroplasticity plays a starring role in how doubt transforms us. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. When you question your spiritual beliefs, you're essentially challenging old neural pathways and building new ones. A 2022 study on beliefs and neural processes explains that beliefs result from perceiving external information and valuing it emotionally, allowing the brain to adapt. For instance, techniques like mindfulness or repeated reflection can rewire limiting beliefs into empowering ones. In spiritual contexts, this means doubt isn't destructive. It's a tool for adaptation. Research shows neuroplasticity contributes to treating depression by changing thought patterns. And the same applies here. Questioning can shift from anxiety-inducing to liberating. By actively exploring doubts, you strengthen brain regions tied to empathy, critical thinking, and emotional regulation, leading to a more flexible, resilient spirituality. No discussion of psychology and doubt would be complete without Carl Jung, the renowned psychoanalyst. Jung viewed doubt not as a flaw, but as essential to personal development. He famously said, "Doubt is the crown of life, and all certainty is merely one-sided. For in uncertainty and doubt, truth and error come together. Doubt is life." Jung believed that confronting the unconscious through doubt integrates the shadow self, those hidden aspects we ignore, leading to wholeness. In spiritual terms, this integration turns doubt into wisdom, aligning with his idea that true growth comes from embracing opposites like faith and skepticism. Now, let's address the mental health side. It's true that spiritual doubt can initially link to negative outcomes. Studies show it's associated with increased depression and anxiety, especially when suppressed or tied to deep religious involvement. For example, a longitudinal study found that religious doubt correlates with changes in psychological well-being over time, often starting with distress. Hundreds of studies also highlight how religious struggles, including doubt, connect to poorer mental health. But here's the persuasive twist. Navigating doubt productively leads to profound benefits. Research indicates that resolving spiritual struggles through meaning-making or growth mediates anxiety and depression, turning struggle into personal adjustment. Doubt can reject false beliefs, becoming a source of wisdom and development. A process-oriented study describes doubt as involving precipitants, coping, and health outcomes. When coped with effectively, it enhances well-being. Factors like mindfulness and faith maturation weaken the negative links in older adults, promoting positive mental health. Embracing doubt reduces stigma around mental health, encouraging help-seeking and building resilience. To make this practical, let's try a simple reflective exercise right now. Take 5 minutes. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and identify one. Ask yourself, what evidence supports this belief? What contradicts it? Breathe deeply and visualize your brain forming new paths as you ponder. This taps into neuroplasticity, reframing doubt from threat to opportunity. Studies support such reflections for reducing stress and enhancing clarity. Practice it daily and watch your mental landscape shift. Understanding the science empowers you to see doubt as a brain-boosting ally. But knowledge alone is enough. Action is key. In our next segment, we'll build on this foundation with practical strategies to navigate your doubt step by step, turning insights into real change. Stay tuned for tools that bring peace and purpose within reach. We've just uncovered the science behind spiritual doubt, how it sparks cognitive dissonance, rewires your brain through neuroplasticity, and can boost mental resilience when faced head-on. But knowing why doubt transforms us is only half the battle. How do you actually navigate it? How do you turn those restless questions into a path toward peace and purpose? In this segment, we'll share 4 practical strategies to help you embrace doubt, each tied to clear benefits like reduced anxiety and authentic spirituality. Let's dive into actionable steps you can start today. Strategy 1. Journal your doubts. Writing is a powerful tool to process uncertainty. Set aside 10 minutes daily to jot down your questions, big or small. Ask, what do I doubt? Why does it bother me? Don't censor yourself. Let the thoughts flow. Research shows expressive writing reduces anxiety by up to 20% by externalizing internal conflicts. For example, recall Sarah from our stories. She journaled her grief-fueled doubts and found clarity that led to her blog. The benefit? Journaling builds self-awareness, helping you identify patterns and separate fleeting worries from core questions. Try it this week. Grab a notebook, write one doubt, and explore its roots. You'll feel lighter, more in control. Strategy 2. Seek community. Doubt can feel isolating, but you don't have to face it alone. Connect with others who are questioning. Online forums, local groups, or even a trusted friend. A 2023 study found that social support in spiritual struggles cuts stress levels by 25% and fosters hope. Think of Amir, who found clarity by discussing his doubts with his imam and peers. Platforms like Reddit spirituality forums or local interfaith groups are great starting points. The benefit here is connection. You'll realize your questions are shared by millions, reducing shame and sparking new perspectives. Reach out this month. Join a discussion and share one thought. It's a step toward belonging. Strategy 3. Explore diverse perspectives. Doubt thrives in a vacuum, so expose yourself to new ideas. Read books from different spiritual traditions. Try The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle for mindfulness, or Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari for a historical lens on belief. Listen to podcasts like On Being, or watch TED Talks on faith and skepticism. Elena, our nurse, found meaning in interconnectedness by exploring beyond her atheist roots. Studies show that exposure to diverse viewpoints enhances cognitive flexibility, making it easier to integrate doubts into a cohesive worldview. The benefit? You'll build a spirituality that's robust and uniquely yours. This week, pick one book or podcast episode and reflect on how it challenges or supports your beliefs. Strategy 4. Rebuild faith incrementally. Doubt doesn't demand all or nothing answers. Start small with practices that feel meaningful, like meditation, nature walks, or simple rituals. For example, a 5-minute daily meditation, focusing on breath or gratitude, can reduce stress and ground you, as shown in mindfulness research. James, the pastor, rebuilt his faith by incorporating inclusive practices into his ministry. Try creating a personal ritual. Light a candle each evening and reflect on one thing you're grateful for. The benefit is gradual confidence. Each step reinforces a spirituality that aligns with your truth. Start tonight with one small act and build from there. These strategies, journaling, seeking community, exploring perspectives, and rebuilding faith, work together to transform doubt from chaos to clarity. Let's see how they play out. Imagine you're struggling with existential doubt after a personal loss. You journal to pinpoint your questions. Join an online group to hear other stories. Read a book on Buddhist philosophy, and start a weekly nature walk to reflect. Over months, your anxiety drops, your beliefs solidify, and you feel connected to something greater. This isn't hypothetical. It's what millions, like our storytellers, have done. Research backs this. A 2021 study found that combining reflective practices with social support accelerates spiritual growth. Before we wrap up, let's try a quick exercise to kickstart your journey. Pause for a moment and pick one strategy. Say, journaling. Commit to writing one page about your doubts this week. Ask, what's one question I'm afraid to face? This small act plants a seed for change. The beauty of these strategies is their flexibility. Whether you're religious, spiritual, or skeptical, they meet you where you are. Each step reduces the weight of doubt, replacing it with purpose and peace. Now, we laid out a roadmap, stories, science, and now practical tools. But how do we tie it all together? In our final segment, we'll reflect on this journey, summarize the transformative power of doubt, and inspire you to take action. Stay with us for a powerful call to embrace your doubts and shape your future. We've equipped you with practical strategies, journaling, community, exploration, and incremental rebuilding to turn spiritual doubt from a stumbling block into a stepping stone. Now, as we wrap up this journey, let's pull it all together. From understanding doubt's roots to hearing real stories, diving into the science, and arming yourself with tools. What have we discovered? Doubt isn't a curse. It's a catalyst for profound transformation, leading to unshakable peace, authentic purpose, and deeper connections. Remember the introduction spark. That quiet question under the stars? We've seen how it ignites growth. In understanding doubt, we learn it's universal, with types like existential and moral, triggered by life's twists and misdebunked to reveal its power. Through stories of Sarah, Amir, Elena, and James, we witness triumphs. Purpose from grief, authenticity from curiosity, meaning from skepticism, and courage from crisis. Each showed doubt as a doorway to resilience. The science reinforced this. Cognitive dissonance drives us to resolve conflicts. Neuroplasticity rewires our brains for flexibility. And Jung's wisdom reminds us that doubt crowns life with wholeness. We explored how navigating doubt boosts mental health, turning potential distress into wisdom and well-being. And with strategies in hand, you're ready to act. Journal today, connect tomorrow, explore widely, and rebuild step by step. These aren't abstract ideas, they're your roadmap to clarity. The benefits are clear and life-changing. Embracing doubt reduces anxiety, sharpens beliefs, and fosters a spirituality that's truly yours. Imagine facing life's uncertainties not with fear, but with confidence, knowing doubt has strengthened you. Whether you're rebuilding faith, discovering new paths, or simply seeking peace, this journey empowers you. You're not alone. Millions have walked this road and emerged brighter. As we close, reflect on Rumi's words. The wound is a place where the light enters you. Your doubts are those wounds, inviting light, growth, and renewal. Don't shy away, lean in. Start small. Pick one strategy from today and commit. Journal that nagging question. Reach out to a community or read something new. Watch as your world expands. Thank you for joining this exploration of spiritual doubt. If it resonated, hit like, subscribe, and share your story in the comments. Let's build a community of empowered seekers. What doubt will you transform next? Your journey to peace and purpose starts now. Until next time, embrace the questions. They're leading you home.